Hey everyone, let's talk about the new Wonder playsets from Jakk Specific. As you can see, we have the Bowser Jr. Castle, which looks really cool. I like the red roofs, I like the way it looks. And then when you flip this thing around, you get the playset itself. It's going to have some moving platforms. It's going to have the lava section, which I think is pretty cool. And it also includes Bowser Jr.'s shell. His shell, just Bowser Jr.'s shell. No Bowser Jr. Wonder figure in this, and it's going to actually be able to slide back and forth, so you can try to kill Mario with it, which I think it's a choice. Like, don't get me wrong, I love that they're actually trying to replicate how he does that in the level. You know, I think that's pretty cool. But at the same time, too, I mean, come on, like, Jack's throwing a Wonder Bowser Jr. We haven't got Bowser Jr. in his Wonder form from the games yet, and obviously, you know, you have the mini one from the movie that could easily work. But at the same time, come on, Jakk, don't be cheap. Give us Wonder Bowser Jr. And this is a perfect set to include him, especially since the set was going to be like $50 probably about 30 to 40, but still. I would have honestly rather had Bowser Jr. in this set than Mario. And speaking of Mario, we gotta talk about this version of Mario. So it kind of looks like Jakk is in a weird place when it comes to Mario Wonder, because we've seen from the 4-inch trailers as well as the Bubble Mario that they're not completely committing to the Wonder art style, which makes sense. They made so many of the other versions of Mario, the regular Mario prior to Wonder Mario, that they probably just don't really want to go in and redo a bunch of stuff. So they've kind of painted him in bright more colors, and they painted the face in a way where it almost kind of looks like it, but at the same time, it's like, you know, it's like painted to look like Wonder Mario, but it's like old like Mario. I don't know if that's the right way to say it, but let's just say traditional Mario. So yeah, it's a little weird, and to be honest with you, I don't mind that. I didn't mind it on Bubble Mario, I don't mind it on Drill Mario, but the one problem I do have with this figure in particular that's been included is this is the old school Mario sculpt. You know, the one that does not have leg articulation or any articulation. The arms rotate 360 and the head rotates 360, but that's it. And articulation's never been the strong suit of this Jakk specific Mario line, but since we've gotten articulated Marios, I just don't get why we didn't get them. Or at the very least, I don't get why they didn't try to do some form of a variant Mario figure, or maybe even like Luigi. You know, why not take a Luigi and just paint him like Bubble Luigi? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get why they went so cheap in this area, considering the rest of the playset is really good. But that's just my opinions on it, and you know, obviously, Jakk knows that a lot of people who buy this are probably just going to be just getting into this. You know, there's going to be a lot of kids getting this. Obviously, it's a toy, so they know they don't have to go too hard with this, and probably a traditional Mario does sell better, but at the same time, too, I feel like they just kind of cheaped out, and that's my opinion. But overall, I do think it's a very cool set, and despite my grievances with the Mario figure here, I will definitely pick this one up as soon as it's available. Now, next up, we have the Wonder Warp Pipe playset. I'm not. I can barely say that right one time. I'm not going to try to say that again. But this playset's really cool, and it kind of feels like a combination of sorts of the first level, as well, Welcome to the Flower Kingdom, as well as Piranha Plants on Parade. And we have the two Piranha Plants here, and they look so incredible. I've never felt like Jakk has gotten the Piranha Plants right in 2.5, and even in the 4-inch one, like, it's not to be mean to them, I just don't feel like they've encapsulated it well. You know, but this, to me, this looks good. I like this. I like the way they've done it. I think the reason I don't like it is because the warp pipes are so much bigger than the pipes that Piranha Plants are in the toys, but then, anyways, we're done talking about those. But I do like these. I like how they articulate, and I think they look pretty good. And the actual playset itself is really cool, and much like the castle set, I do like how they're trying to incorporate the actual play feature from the game. We don't really see that a lot, so I think that's a pretty cool thing that they're trying to do, and I do like when Jakk Specific and toy companies do that. But again, much like the other playset, the one big issue I have with this is if you look at the Mario, this is an old school running Mario. And I have two problems with this, and two that I did not even realize till after I recorded audio and started recording the footage off my Switch for this video. And that's when Mario's running in Wonder, and I don't know how I missed this, he doesn't run like this. Like, look at how he runs. He's got his arms out, he's doing all this other stuff. It's, you know, it's a very nice running pose, but the point is, it doesn't look anything like this, and again, it doesn't really matter. And it does seem to have a cool feature where you can run across, but I don't really understand why they chose a version of Mario that is just completely inaccurate to the game. And again, this is a version of Mario that does not have any real articulation. I think the head might turn on this this one. And it's a good Mario. At the time it came out, I was excited we got something new. But again, we've seen these figures for so long. I wouldn't mind if we were going to get this, if they had painted it to look like a Bubble Mario, or if they had just given us a Luigi, or if they'd given us a Peach, or if they took, just done something a little bit different. So again, I love these playsets. I think they look incredible, and I don't want to sound too negative here. I just think the Marios included, using the older unarticulate bodies, I just don't really understand why they did that. And to be fair, had they used an articulated Mario, it still would not have matched the running effect there. So I can't understand that to some extent. They were kind of in a tough position there. But at the same time, it is a little strange. But yeah, overall, I think these look great. And like I said, like with the other one, I will be getting these as soon as they're available. I love Mario Wonder. I love that we're getting more stuff for this. And I think that, I hope that they can go up from here, because Jakk, in my opinion, has really been on the decline when it comes to Mario stuff. So it's nice to see them kind of putting out more stuff. And last thing I want to talk about is there is also a Donkey Kong playset that's been revealed. I don't know what it is about this week, but Jakk is just revealing playsets all over the place. And with the Donkey Kong playset, it's very cool. It's a rail car set. It looks like he's going to be able to swing and climb up some stuff, and the rail car is going to drive down. It might even wreck. It looks like a lot of fun. It looks like a lot of fun, and it's nice because Donkey Kong has never got a playset prior to this. So again, it's nice to see Jakk's really just going out there with Nintendo stuff again. But one thing to note that's really cool is Donkey Kong is actually based on the new look for Donkey Kong in the Switch 2 era, aka Banaza. So he looks really good, and it looks like he's going to be articulate, and he is going to be 2.5. If you don't want this set though, he is going to be released in a set with Diddy Kong as well as Rambi. So overall, they're doing some pretty cool stuff, and yeah, just like I said, come on, Jakk, come on, Nintendo, let's get a Zelda playset, and then we'll be making it. Let's get a Master Sword pedestal set. You know what I'm saying? Let's get a Bokoblin cape, just something. Come on, guys. But overall, yeah, I think this is great, and let me know, should I stop using Minish Cap for my background music? Let me know, guys, because I've been using that for like the last couple of videos. And yeah,